Yeah. So good morning and good evening, guys. Thanks for joining for the Azure SQLDBA classes. So yeah. So these are the for Azure SQLDBA. In Azure, we have these models. Three models we have uh, in Azure. Okay. Azure is a Microsoft product, guys. So we guys, SQL Server also a Microsoft product, right? So people will move to the Azure instead of AWS or Google Cloud because Azure is cheaper than the other cloud technologies. Okay, in Azure we have three models. As come to the SQLDBA part, we have these three models: infrastructure as a model, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, so we need to know about these three things. Okay, what is infrastructure, what is platform and all, what is software as a service, we are learning. Okay, so these three things, right? So if I take it out each topic, these are the topics total. How many topics are there? 43 topics. So every day, yeah, I will go through this document, and I will mark once that topic is over, I will mark with the yellow mark. Okay, so that, yeah, uh, you also may have the questions once end of the topic even. I mean, once that is over, you can ask the questions and all. So yeah, again, guys, in Azure we have three models: infrastructure as a model, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, without Azure, without cloud. Okay, so here we are. Okay, traditional on-premise means, yes, here we need to install SQL Server, we need to build the Windows machine, we need to recruit the Windows team, we need to recruit the network team, we need to recruit the DBA team. So all stuff you have to maintain. Okay, that is traditional on-premise. So maintaining all these things is really very tough for small scale companies. Okay, for small scale companies, it is very tough to maintain all these things. Okay, suppose I have a company. Okay, in my organization I just have 50 to 100 employees. Okay, so to maintain a project, if I want to take the projects, then I have to buy all these things, right? It is very tough. I cannot buy the Windows server. It would cost to 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs INR. SQL Server again 1.5 lakh INR, and I have to pay for DBA 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees, and Windows admins. These are all things. These are all things. It would cost high for the small scale companies and all. Anyway, big companies they can bear, but small companies it is very tough. So Azure, that's why Azure came into the picture. What they are saying here is, okay. So suppose, okay, if you want to take the infrastructure, just take the infrastructure from us. Okay, you can use it, and you can pay whenever you are using. You can pay that time only, and remaining times no need to pay. Like that, Azure is saying. Okay, so in on-premise, whatever, if you want to use, you need to buy. You need to pre-buy. Then only you can use it. But here in Azure, we have a services like when you use that time only they will charge. Remaining times they won't charge. If you don't want to use that, you can completely deselect. You can delete that object so that it won't be cost anymore. This is just like a credit card, guys. Okay, you will have the credit card. Okay, so up to 1 lakh rupees, if you want, you can buy. Suppose, okay, you have a credit card. Just because if you have a credit card, they won't charge you. Okay, when you use that credit card, then only they will charge you. The same way here in Azure also. So everything, billing also, they will send you monthly billing to the emails, and we need to pay. Okay, this is just like as it is like a credit card. Okay, so whatever, this is a portal, guys. Portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. So if we want to work on Azure, then this is the link. Everybody, we have to log in over here. So how you need to register first. Register in the sense it's just like a Facebook registration. Okay, just you need to give your first name, last name, email ID, phone number and all. Okay, but the thing is, this portal, okay, they will give for 1 month free. For 1 month, you need to give your credit card details. They will give for 1 month free, and they won't charge for 1 month. Even after 1 month, also they won't charge. They will ask you to upgrade. When you upgrade, that time only they will charge. Okay, so if you have a credit card, you can also uh, register and you can use it. Okay, for one credit card they will give for 1 month. Okay, so this is the portal, guys. So everything. So suppose, okay, infrastructure as a model I have to work. Then that is the link. Platform as a service. Then that is the link. Software as a service. Then that is the link. Okay, this is common for everybody. Application people, developers, network team, DBAs, DevOps team, like admins, everybody. This is the same link. Okay, so under this we have a lot of things are there. Okay, but we DBA guys, we only use whatever we require, whatever we need, we will use those only. Okay, remaining things we don't touch it. Okay, this is common login, guys, for everybody. So we need to log in with email ID and password, so that it will show the home page like this. Okay, for everybody this is the same link. Yeah, so yes, where are we, guys? Yes, here we are, right?
Here, Roger, can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just said like just for those like a DBA. What about the developers?
Yes, developers, right? So coming to, so like suppose we are building a project. Okay, so developers in the sense, suppose, okay, they have to write some views, TSQL code, procedures and functions, right? Suppose, okay. So for that they have to connect through Management Studio and they will write the stored procedures, functions and all. Okay, so that is one case. And C# and all, right? C# and all, that kind of code. Yes, normally how they will use Visual Studio. So Visual Studio, yes, Visual Studio, they will connect and they will write the code, and Visual Studio itself will be connected to application which is available in the same portal. Okay, there are services for application related also. So those services will be used. Okay, normally application people and all, they won't connect to this portal, guys. So their work is they have to write the code, right? So for writing the code, they will use the tools like Management Studio and Visual Studio. Okay, yeah. So yes, we have these three models, right? Suppose, yeah, here software as a service, guys. Okay, here DBAs, we don't have any work. Everything will be maintained by the Microsoft. See, managed by the vendor. Okay, we don't have any work. Everything will be maintained by the Microsoft team itself. For example, Office 365, okay, Teams, Skype, this kind of applications will use this model. Suppose if you have any problem with the Office 365 Teams, whom would you connect with? Yes, we have to connect with Microsoft. They will rectify the things. So here we don't have any jobs and all. Okay, so we need to learn these two things. Okay, infrastructure as a model and platform as a service. Okay, again in the platform services, we have three models. Okay, infrastructure as a model, yes, this is the one only. So why people are calling as infrastructure means, suppose coming to the SQLDBA, so they will give the OS. Okay, they will give the OS instantly OS will be ready within 5 minutes. OS will be ready. So remaining things, SQL Server installation, backups configuration, SQL jobs, linked servers, everything, high availability technique, disaster recovery, everything you need to configure. Okay, so here infrastructure means they only give the OS and along with the network, along with the disks. Okay, so those things they will give. Infrastructure side they will give, remaining things we have to maintain. that model we call it as a infrastructure as a model. You will understand, guys. You will understand slowly what is the really difference between infrastructure as a model and platform as a service. Really, you would understand. Okay, maybe you won't be understand today. Definitely, you will understand. Slowly, you will understand the difference between these two. Once we dig into the deep, you will understand. Okay. So for now, what you need to remember is infrastructure as a model means they just give the OS, remaining things in on-premise. In on-premise, what we will do? The same things we have to do in infrastructure as a model also. I can say infrastructure as a model, it's not a Azure. I can say that. As a DBA, SQL DBA, I can say infrastructure as a model, it's not called a Azure because the roles and responsibilities are same. Same for the DBA guys in on-premise and same in infrastructure as a model also. There is no difference at all. Everything you need to manage. Okay. So mainly the learning here is platform as a service. Okay. So just this is one thing means it's a small thing. It contains a lot of things. Platform as a service again, we have three models: single database model, elastic pool model, and managed instance. Okay. Again, we need to topic in detail. There are a lot of things inside in each model. So guys, what I am saying, guys. So in Azure, we have three models. In these three models, software as a service, okay, we don't count. We don't have any job here. Everything will be managed by the Microsoft. Everything, application, database, everything will be under with Microsoft. Okay. Yes. So remaining two things, infrastructure as a model and platform as a service. And infrastructure as a model, they will provide the hardware. Okay. Remaining things we have to maintain. And platform as a service, yes, they will give the OS. So they will give entire thing, and just we need to maintain our data and application. That's it. So we need to host our databases. They will give the server name, even SQL server name. They will give just our database. We need to host and we need to use that model call as a platform as a service. Okay. So what Microsoft is saying is, okay, if you want to migrate it to Azure, go for platform as a service. Okay, if it is not possible due to so and so reasons, okay, you are not able to migrate to platform as a service, at least go for infrastructure as a model. Okay, so comparatively, on-premise to infrastructure as a model, cheaper. Okay, that's the reason people interested to move first platform as a service. If that is not applicable, then we'll go for infrastructure as a model, at least, okay, to save their cost. Yeah, guys, one thing you need to remember always, let me show you. So what I'm saying here, guys, Azure means, suppose clients will ask you, hey guys, we are using on-premise, right? So why can't we move to the Azure? So can you do R&D? Whether can you able to migrate our database or application to the Azure? Can you do R&D? Like that, if clients ask you, so what you need to do is first on-premise, right? So this is the on-premise, let's suppose. Okay, first and foremost, what you need to see is just single database model. You need to search. You need to choose. Okay, single database model is nothing but in the platform as a service. In platform as a service, this is one model. Okay, first preference is if you want to migrate, then try for this option, single database model, because this is cheaper. Okay, I will tell you the figures. Okay, so how much is cheaper and all I will tell you. So first preference is single and elastic pool. Okay, single and elastic both are same, guys, just a little bit difference. Okay, first preference is single and elastic, and next preference is managed instance. Okay, next preference is managed instance, and next preference is IaaS model. Sorry. Next preference is IaaS model. Okay, so first these single model, elastic model, and managed instance. Okay, These two are, okay, these two are platform as a service, guys. These two are PaaS models. Okay, these two are PaaS models, and this is infrastructure as a model. Okay, what I'm saying here, guys. So first, if you want to migrate on-premise to Azure, first you need to choose a platform as a service. Under platform as a service, either of one model you need to choose. Either of one model you need to choose. First option is single model. If it is not possible, then go for managed instance. If it is not possible, go for IaaS model. Okay, so let me tell you why I need to choose single or elastic model first. So let's suppose we have a 2 GB database. Okay, let's suppose if we have a 2 GB database, okay, it would cost here is, okay, around 300 rupees. Okay, it will cost is around 300 rupees. If you want to maintain 2 GB database, it would cost around 300 rupees. Here, managed instance, they would cost you 70,000. Okay, 70,000 INR, Indian rupees, they will charge you 70,000. And in IaaS model, they will charge you more than 2 lakhs. Okay, 2 lakhs INR, they will charge you. Okay, more than. See, so suppose as we guys, so whichever cheaper is, we will take that one, right? Normally, without compromising the performance, and all, whichever giving the best price, we will take that one, obviously, without compromising the performance and quality. Okay, yes, that's the reason. So here, this much save the money. If you go to on-premise database to here, this would cost only 300 INR. Even I can also maintain one database. I can also maintain one server for this cheaper price. Okay. So why your application won't maintain single database model is, we will discuss in detail. So we are about discussing on this topic, single model. Okay. So the first preference, guys, Azure SQL database means this is the one. Managed instance database means this is the one. IaaS model DB means this is the one. Suppose people say Azure SQL database, they call it as Azure SQL database. Okay, what is Azure SQL database means? It's not managed instance, it's not IaaS model. You need to assume as this model, guys. Okay, so Microsoft is saying if you want to migrate Azure, go for this model. Okay, if that is not possible, then they will lose the business, right? If it is not possible, this one. Again, they have other options like managed instance and infrastructure as a model. This managed instance almost 100% equal to the on-premise. Okay, this IaaS model exactly 100% equal to the on-premise. Okay, so here in single database model, there are few things it won't work. In this single database model, okay, there is no linked server, there is no MSDB, there is no TempDB, there is no model database, there is no linked server. You cannot do cross queries. Cross queries is nothing but you cannot get the data of one database to other database. There are limitations over here. Okay, still your application works without those things. Still, if your application will work, then go for this model. So how your application will work and all, will make work and all, I will tell you. Don't worry, guys. So yeah, we are discussing about single database model, guys. So here, let's see how I gonna create a database over here. Okay, and I will show you what are the limitations. Just I am saying theory, right? Let's see the practically whether really this model doesn't have the model database, TempDB databases and all. Just see that. Okay, just I am going to the portal, guys. You will understand, guys. You will understand slowly because in one class I am trying to say entire the course. Okay, for this one. So you will understand slowly once we go to one by one. So yes, I have to create a SQL database, right? So either you can click here, either you can search over here. Okay. Yeah, either you can click here. There are a lot of ways. Okay. So just click over here. SQL database. Give me one second, guys. My baby came. Yeah, sorry, guys. So yeah, I just clicked on SQL database, guys. Just go home. You can click over here SQL database. Then you need to create or add. Anything is fine. So I'm just clicking add. Yes, I am creating a SQL database, guys. So here resource group I have to add here. Okay. So what is resource group means? Let me put in simple way. Suppose, okay, resource group, right? Resource group is nothing but uh, the resources, if you can group, that we call it as a resource group. Okay, resources you are grouping. Okay, what is resource means? Resource means SQL Server database, SQL Server, storage, everything inside in this portal, we call it as a resource. Okay, resource we are calling it as. Suppose, okay, just if you categorize what is animals means, animals, yeah, animals means the the things which have the four legs, the live things which have the four legs, we call it as animals, right? So just grouping like animals, birds, humans, like that. Okay, the same way resource group is nothing but we are just grouping the resources. Okay, uh, let's come to the SQLDBA part. Suppose dev environment, QA environment, UAT environment, pre-prod environment, prod environment, right? So here we have dev environment first and QA environment, dev environment, okay, UAT environment. So why we are a prod environment, suppose, okay? So for every, suppose dev related, we have a resource groups, okay? Either server name, SQL database name, many database names, many servers, dev related. Dev related, you can create separate resource group. QA means testing related. Yeah, testing related, you can create a separate resource group. UAT environment, you create a separate resource group. So why we are maintaining this group means, suppose tomorrow, if I don't want dev environment, tomorrow if I don't want UAT environment, then you can delete directly. Just delete the resource group, everything inside will be deleted. Okay, that is the flexibility we have in resource group. Okay, suppose in real time, I'm a DBA, so I want to do some R&D, then I will create for separate resource group and I will test that. At the end, I will delete this resource group so that whatever inside I created, right, everything will be deleted. If I want to have the resource group, suppose if I forgot to delete that resource, if I forgot to delete anything, then they will continuously charge. So that's the reason we have a group. You can delete. You can, if you don't want, you can delete it. This is just a flexibility. Hmm? This is a flexibility we have. This resource group, okay, just a logical name. It doesn't have any physically. It won't exist. Just a logical name. So how are you gonna create? Just create new. See, dev. I am building the new dev environment. I'm just giving a dev. Dev means dev resource group I am creating. Under the dev, I can keep the database names, server names, all related to development environment. Next database name I have to give. I am giving the database name DBA. Okay. Next SQL server name you have to give. See, I am creating SQL server. See here, just logical name it only contains. Physically, it won't exist, guys. Okay. Just this SQL server name is nothing but grouping of databases. So here we don't have much um, importance to the SQL server. Okay, just SQL server is nothing but grouping of databases. Okay, just I am giving the server name. So I am creating dev environment, right? Let's give dev server naming convention. Dev server, it's already in use. So somebody in the world, so this Azure is central location, right? Central location means it's a cloud. Okay, somebody already used this server name. So we have to give the different name. Yes, dev server 1729. I gave you. Next, normally in on-premise, we will give SCA, right? But SCA it won't take here just because of the small name under. So normally everybody, not only we in the world, everybody will give the same name, SCA admin. If you want, you can give different name also. Okay, so give SCA admin in real time. If you are creating any server, just give SCA admin only. Okay, yeah. Password, yes, I am giving. See, I gave the just password. Yeah. Here the location. Okay, location also important, guys. Suppose my project is okay, my project is in London. Okay, I have to choose the location of London. So this application, this server would be more faster if you choose the same location. If you choose the different location, then it won't be faster. So some network congestion over there. So if you give that different location, okay, even location wise also price vary. So you need to choose the according to your project, according to your clients, you need to choose that location. Okay, so for now I am giving the same location, US, East US. I am giving, click OK. So location also important, guys. So see, just logically, I gave you server name, username, password. That's it over here. This is the database name. So we will discuss this one. What is elastic pool and all, and compute storage also we will discuss. Okay, don't worry. So just clicking on configure database, guys. Okay, I am clicking on basic model. Okay, I will tell you this one. Don't worry. Okay, I am keeping the database in basic model. Basic means we have 5 DTUs. Okay, DTU is nothing but data transaction unit. Okay, so this database will use the 5 DTUs. 5 DTUs is nothing but DTU is nothing but CPU, memory, IO. So these three, this blend, okay, CPU, memory, IO. This mix things we call it as a DTU. Simple thing, guys. DTU is nothing but mix of CPU, memory, IO. Here we are saying 5 DTUs. 5 DTUs is nothing but it's not like a 5 GB. It's not like a 5 CPUs. Okay, it's not like a 5 disks under. No, it's not like that. Just 5 DTUs. That's it. Okay, if you want to more faster, more space under, then go for standard. See, standard we have 250 GB, and you can increase the DTU count. So whenever you are increasing the DTU count, then the price will be vary. Here $9.91 for $5. See, for 5 DTUs they are charging 329 rupees. For 10 DTUs they are charging 999 rupees. Okay, if you want to increase the DTU cost, so why we need to increase means, so we want more size, more speed, then we have to increase. Okay, so I will tell you this thing, don't worry. Okay, for now I am just keeping in basic model, just apply. So my database DBA I am keeping in this server and in this in this model. Okay, this is a compute plus storage. They will charge you only based on this thing, not because dev, not because DBA, not because of this. Okay, these are all just logical. How they charge you is based on these things. So I'm just creating a database, guys, if you want to create. So these are the things I gave you, just create. Yeah, so my database is under creation. It will be ready in 2 minutes. Suppose in on-premise, if you want to build a database or server, how many days it will take? Okay, obviously it will take at least 14 days it will take, 2 weeks it will take, because you have to install Windows server, you have to install SQL server, you have to configure. So that will take, okay, at least 14 days it will take. 14 days, 14 days loss. It's not a loss, you know. You have to pay for 14 days, right, to the people. And also 14 days license also you have to bear. So here you don't have that kind of thing. Just database, then ready in 2 minutes. That's why people are attracted to this cloud. Okay, they want to keep their things in the Azure to save the cost and all. Within 3 years, okay, almost every on-premise databases will move to the Azure, either of platform as a service or infrastructure as a service, depend on their application. Yeah, so it is under creation, guys. Whatever you do, right, whatever you do the operations, it will show over here. Okay, it is events in the activity log. Deployment is in progress. Okay, let it be this one. Once this is done, we can able to connect to the server. Yeah. So any questions here, guys? Till now, whatever I told, whatever I said, if you have any doubts, you can ask me on that part. Remaining things, I will tell you. Once clearing your doubts, I will tell you the remaining thing on this topic. If you have any doubts, just ask me.
Raj, I have a question.
Yeah.
So while creating the sample for the basic plan, can't we change the collation of the database?
Yes. That thing we can see how we manually create and all. We will see that one. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
Rajshekar, I have one question.
1 second. Okay, go ahead. So 1 second. So why I am showing creating a database means I just want to make you getting confidence on the Azure. Like it's more flexible. So for that reason, I just created a database and I am showing it to you. Okay. So normally this dummy database we won't create, right? So whatever the data we have in on-premise, the same thing. We have to migrate the schema and everything. We have to keep over here as well. Okay. That will come under migration part. Don't worry on that part. Yeah. Sorry guys, somebody is asking question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have one question. You created one login while creating the database server.
Yes.
Yeah, is that Windows login authentication or SQL authentication login?
Yes. That is so we gave the password, right?
Yes.
We gave the password means what? Which authentication?
SQL authentication.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will understand that thing more while security, right? When we are discussing the security part, we will discuss on those things: security, logins, and users and all.
Hi, Rajshekar.
Yeah.
Yeah, while creating that server, how to select any version of the SQL?
Yes, that is the question, right? So in Azure, okay, we have a version, guys. We have a version, but that will maintain that version automatically upgraded not every day. So if they want to any new things, they will apply automatically. Okay, it's not like we have 2012, 2014, 2016. We don't have that kind of things in this model. In this Azure model, we don't have that thing. So in past model, okay, we don't have that thing. There is no, it won't maintain. Suppose you are in Azure database, right? If you want to go for lower versions, no, you don't have such kind. Always it maintains the latest version. Okay, so this everything. So the latest SQL Server related patches and all, any upgrades and all, they will take care. Microsoft itself, they will take care inside. Okay, there is no, as we think in on-premise, there is no such kind of versions over here. But you can see the version. Select at the rate version. You can see. Okay. Yeah.
Raj, one question, Rajesh, from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we are configuring the IAS, right, in the Azure IAS, not SQL, Azure IAS. When we are creating over there, when we are creating a virtual machine, there itself it will show that SQL 2014, SQL 2016, right?
Correct. So yeah, you can choose that one. In platform as a service, you don't have that option, but infrastructure as a model, we have. As I said, this infrastructure as a model, I don't call it as a Azure.
Okay.
What does it mean? Definitely 100% equal to the traditional on-premise. Okay.
And that too,
We will
when
see.
we are when we are creating, you have been created the Windows, right? SQLDBA, SQL database.
Where?
For that purpose, Windows VM is mandatory, right?
Here, right? Platform as a service. Windows
Yes.
is mandatory and all. So we don't know. We don't know. So yes, definitely okay. Inside they will maintain SQL Server service, everything, disks, everything they will maintain. But they won't show you. They won't show you all these things. Definitely okay. Without Windows, without SQL Server service, without this, so they cannot maintain any data, right? We all know that one. So, but they won't show you. You cannot do RDP. This platform as a service, you cannot do RDP. That is the difference. Okay. You cannot do RDP. If you want to connect SQL Server, just go and connect. This server won't be offline anymore. Okay. You cannot start the service. You cannot stop the service. Okay. You will see a lot of things in the classes. You will see.
Even though the network we need to configure, right? When we are connecting from the outside of the
they will take care of everything. They will take care of everything. So what you need to do is just you need to create a database. Everything it will be by default. See?
Sorry, one thing. What is a server name? I mean, is it something like a virtual server or physical server we can relate it to?
Yes. Which one you are talking? Windows Server or SQL Server?
No, while creating the database, you entered the server name, right? What is that exactly?
Yes, that server name is SQL Server name. Okay, that server name is SQL Server name, like this. SQL Server name, that is. Okay, so that is a just logical name. It's not a virtual name. It's not a physical server. It's not a virtual server. No, it's a just logical name. Okay, that contains the group of database.
Okay.
Let me connect so that you can understand. Let me connect to that server. You can understand.
Last skill. So, however, the compatibility issues maintained by this, I mean, like application compatibility with
Yes.
SQL Azure.
Yes, correct. So your application is completely depending on the versions and all. Then this model won't support.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that and all we will discuss.
So they don't have any alternate resource for this.
Alternate means so yeah, you need to change your application. You need to make the application like that so that it will work in fast model. Database side we know how to change and all, but application side, yeah, they have. So yes, guys, let me finish this topic so that most of the doubts will be clarified. Okay, I just created a database, right? DBA. Okay, so it's done. See, deployment is successful. The database is ready. If you just go home, if you click on SQL database, then it will show all the databases over here. See, I have a database here. I'm just opening this one. Okay, so yeah, here one more thing, guys. Okay, so I gave the 5 DTUs, right? For 5 DTUs, it will show the graph. Okay, so whether 5 DTUs are sufficient or not, how you gonna come to know is by seeing this graph. Okay, like in on-premise, we will see 80%, 90% more CPU means, yeah, you need to decrease the CPU. Decrease the CPU means you need to increase the CPU so that CPU usage will be reduced. Memory, if it is more memory utilizing, either you need to perform tuning or you need to increase the memory. Like that. Okay, even here also, if the graph shows more than 80-90%, then you have to increase the D2 count. I will tell you in detail, don't worry on this part. So we have a server name, guys. This is the database name. So here in Azure, guys, one more thing. So just I have a server name, right? And AC admin I have, password also I have. So I cannot, let's see whether I can able to connect or not. This is the yesterday. So I have a server, right? Database engine. See, I just gave the 1729, right? Till So remaining things, past model means remaining things, so it will be coming. Okay, database Windows.NET means that is a past model. Just blind rule. Okay, database.windows.NET means past model database. So SCA admin I give, right? SCA admin. So password Azure 3 I give. Okay, click connect. Suppose. See, I am not able to connect. Even though I have a server name, username, password also, I am not able to connect. This is security, another security given by the Microsoft. Okay, so if people are directly allowed to connect means that's not a good security, right? So what Microsoft is saying here is, so if you want to connect to the server, first of all, okay, your IP address need to be registered. Okay, you need to add a firewall rule. Okay, the firewall rule, you need to add your IP address so that you can able to connect. Suppose, okay, Sagar want to connect. Okay, so Sagar IP address I need to add over here in the Azure. In the Azure, I have to add Sagar address. Okay, so how I gonna add the IP address and all, I will tell you. So this is my IP address, guys. This is my IP address. Then even if you want, you can check it in the command prompt. What is your IP address and all. Okay, even a lot of tools, right? In the Google, what is my IP? You can type it in Google, then it will show your IP even. Okay, so I need to add my IP address, right? Then only I can able to connect. So I'm going over here. This is a server name, right? Here set a server firewall. Okay, here I need to add the IP address. Okay, these are my IP address, guys. So just adding client type. I am just adding my IP. So suppose in a organization, there are thousand people are there, 1000 DB, suppose 1000 employees are there. They want to connect this server. Then how you gonna give is, you need to maintain the range. Okay, my IP, my company IP addresses will follow 27 dot, then 27 dot 51 dot something, and you can give the range 1 to 100. Okay, let's suppose, okay, guys, like 01 to 197. So the IP addresses in between these two, in between of 001 to 197, all the people will able to connect. Okay, even you can give the range also, but I want to connect only one IP address, right? So I am just giving only one my IP. You can add any number of IP address over here. Save. So I just added my IP address over here, guys. You can give any name also, and you can add start IP, end IP. You can add any IP addresses like this. See, you can add any IP addresses. So then now I can able to connect. Dev server 1729 database.windows.net. See, I can able to connect. Connecting to the database and server I just created, I can able to connect now. See, within 2 minutes, everything will be ready. So see, select version. So it always maintain, okay? This will maintain, there is a problem. So it always maintain the latest version, guys. Okay. So today is 12.0.2000.8, right? Tomorrow maybe, okay, 2000.9, 2000.10. Okay. Tomorrow it maintain different version also. Okay. Automatically, the patches, we can say patches, right? So it automatically updates will be happen. Okay. So yeah, it won't maintain any fixed version.
So there won't be any downtime for this while doing this, applying these patches are there.
Guys, can you mute yourself, guys? So yeah, so sorry, downtime, no downtime for what?
Yeah. No, there won't be any downtime on this, like while upgrading or doing patches or something.
No, but internally, just they will take a fraction of seconds. Okay, that is negligible.
Okay.
That is negligible. Yeah. So yes, That is one of the interview questions. Okay, whatever you are asking the doubts, right? Those are all the interview questions. Yeah. So this is the version. See here, guys. So I am not seeing SQL agent, guys. I am the SC admin. Still, I am not able to see SQL agent. Means there is no SQL agent. See, I am the seeing DBA database, and I am not seeing other system databases except master. See, only master database I am seeing. No logins, no linked server, no database mail, no SQL agent. See, that's the reason they are giving for this much cheaper price. Okay. So to maintain the application, does it really require SQL agent, guys?
No, we don't need. So agent is for managing few maintenance kind of things.
For other purpose, for other purposes, you may need other things. Okay, you may need other things. You really don't require. You only need a database and username, password, and tables, stored process, and all. If the database contains, then application will work. Application doesn't depend on your SQL agent, doesn't depend on linked server. Okay, so that's the reason your application. So
yeah, Raj.
One second, guys.
Yeah.
Let me. One second. Okay, just note it down your down. Okay, so that you won't forget. So here we have master database, right? Only master database. Internally it will maintain other databases also. Okay, normally without TempoDB, how the server will run? Okay, it's a joke, right? Without TempoDB, how the server will run? No, it will maintain. Okay, if you want, you can see also. I don't know. I forgot the query. I think. Let's see. Select star from sys.databases. Yeah, this is the query working. So here we are seeing only master and DB, right? There is another query also. Sys databases.
Can you check sys.sysalt files?
1 second. Yeah, sys.databases, right? Let's start from. Sorry, what you are asking? Which query? Hello.
Yeah, sys.sysalt files.
Sys.master files, right?
Sysalt files.
I don't think that query is.
Okay.
Okay, so there is one query, guys, so that you can. I'm just showing you. I'm just want to show you that there is a one query, so that you can see the. Where is that book? I forgot that query actually. Yeah, here. DBCC SQL puff. You can see. DBCC SQL of log space. So normally this query we will use it for to see the log spaces and all, right? See, here we will have the TempoDB, ModelDB, MSDB, but you cannot see over here. Okay. So yeah, so it will maintain, guys. It will maintain other databases, but you cannot see over here. Okay. So guys, mute yourself, please. So why select star from sys databases doesn't show these databases is because here it is not showing, right? Here it is not showing, but there it is showing, means that is a contradict, right? That's the reason they are not showing using that views and tables. They are not showing. Okay, just they are hiding. They are hiding by showing these things. Most of the queries will work in Azure as well, guys. Only the queries which are interdependent between the databases, those queries will not work. Okay. So what I'm saying here, guys, so we have a database, right? I have created. Let me create another database, guys. So just to go to new query. So create. I want to show you major difference over here. Create database. So DBA2. Okay. I'm just creating a DBA2 database, guys. Okay. You can also create through query as well. First time I will create through portal, and next time onwards you can, if you want, you can do like this also. It is the database is under creation. Okay, so let it be this one, guys. So go to the SQL server. So this is on-premise server. Okay, so here what I want to show you is new queries. So these are our on-premise, right? So suppose if I want to connect select star from AdventureWorks. Person dot address. I'm just running in on-premise, guys. I'm just running a query in on-premise. I can see the data, right? Yes, you can see the data. Let me close this one. So I can see the data even though I am in master database. I'm in master database, guys. I'm able to see the data in on-premise. Okay, let's suppose, okay, here we have the two databases I just created. Just refresh over here. I have a database DBA2 and create a table. Create table employee. Okay, just a dummy table I am creating. I'm just, oh, I created in DBA database, guys. That's okay. So I created a table in DBA database. Let's insert some data if you want. Insert into employee, select. I'm just inserting a data in DBA database. Okay, if you want, you can see select star from employee. Yes, you are seeing the data, right? The same way, what you can do, let's see the database, right? DBA1, DBA2. There are two databases, right? Why it is not showing? Yeah, maybe it's not showing because I did one mistake here. So connect to default database. Yes, I gave. Let's one more connect, guys. Okay, maybe while connecting, I might have given here the connect database to default. Instead of default, I might have given DBA. Earlier I used to connect like that. I just created a DBA database, right? It will take some time, okay, for anything if you do to reflect in the UI in Azure, in Azure especially, it would take some time. So I created in the server only, right? Yes. Let's see in the here also. Okay, here also you can see the databases, SQL databases. Let's refresh. See, I have created DBA2 database. It's already created, guys. Okay, but it's not showing here. Means I did some mistake. Okay, just disconnect and connect again.
Raj, one question here. If we create the database from the SQL Management Studio, so what kind of DTUs, I mean, standard, basic, and what it, or
yeah,
how it
correct. So if you want to, okay, if you want to keep that one, then you have to mention. So ADSM, so and so. Yeah, you have to mention by default. If you are creating means by default it will go to the standard ADSM. Okay, by default it will go to the standard. You can change even later also if you want, you can change it. Okay, so suppose if you are creating a database, by default it will go to default location, right? If you are mentioning different location, then it will create in different location. The same way here also. So here by default, it will be created on the standard edition.
One thing, one more thing. Under the same virtual server name, SQL server name, we are creating one more database, right? So can we choose it in different location, even if the logical server
No, you cannot choose the location. So yes, suppose if you want to another location for another database, go for different server. You can create different server. So all the databases should be in same location. You don't have that option. It's a server level, not database level. So yeah, guys, one more thing. My IP address will change. Okay.
Roger, can I ask you a question?
Yes. Go ahead.
When you create the second one, you did it through the query, which is in the SQL management service, which is the first one you had created in Azure. So the reason why it's connected because of with Azure, that's why you able to create on the SQL, the second database, or what? How? How you do like in the SQL when you create the second Azure DB1, I mean DB2, yeah.
Yes.
Because it's connected.
Because yes, correct. Because it's connected. Then only, yeah, SC admin is a server level, right? Server level, I have full access. That's the reason I can able to create, I can able to drop the database within that server.
Within the server, because it's a connection, okay.
Yes, because the connection is open. Because I have that AC admin have the access. Okay, so yeah, so I'm not able to connect, guys, this server just because my IP address will change every time. Okay, so for that reason, what I can do, just go for server firewall rule, right? Firewall rule. See, just I can make you public, guys. Okay, public means everybody can able to connect. So any in the world, any IP address will be between this range. 255, 255, 255. Just give any name. Public. Save it. Yeah, I just updated so that anybody can able to connect now. So just go to this server, dev server 1729, 1729. So SCRP.
So Raj, here we cannot do any RDP kind of things, right?
Yes, you cannot do RDP.
Okay, so for Azure server, which level of management studio do we need to use?
I will tell you. Okay, so guys here, okay, you need to maintain connect to databases default. Okay, so by default it will connect to master database. If you give the DBA means it only connect to the DBA database. Okay, always you need to choose the default. Okay, and for Azure database especially, instead of 15, you can give the 30. Okay, sometimes by default 15, right? It will take some time due to some network connections from your end. Okay, not server end. That may take some time. That's the reason better to give 30 seconds. Even in on-premise also, better to give 30 seconds. 30 seconds and default database so that it will connect to the master database. So that it will connect to this server. Yeah, sorry, you are asking a question. So yes, we cannot do RDP.
Yeah, but which level of management studio do we need to use to connect the Azure?
Any management studio. Even 2008 to R2 also it will work. But the thing is, choose, okay, always install latest management studio. Even 2008 management studio also it will work. It's a tool, right? It's not linked with any server. This is a tool. So
yeah,
see,
but sometime like 2012 or 2016 doesn't studio doesn't connect in 2008 or 2005. So
really,
yeah, I guess like For 2000, it did not work. Day before yesterday only I have tried.
Maybe
Sometimes it is
some
taking
issues,
network issues. Yeah, I am
some
not sure
issues
about the
maybe.
issues. Yeah, so
That
that
is
is the
might be
reason.
particular to your machine, I think so. So yeah, you can connect. I use it to connect one management studio to many. You know, I always use 2008 management studio. Okay, that is more faster.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So coming to our topic, guys. See, we have two databases, right? So in DBA database, I have a employee table. Yes, I have an employee table. Just go to the DBA database. Select star from. DBA.DBO employee, right? Spelling is right. Copy. Paste. So it has to show the result. See, it is not showing. I'm in same server, dev server 1729. Still, I am not able to see the data. So this is the main limitation. Okay, this is the main limitation. So reference to a database is not supported in this version of SQL Server. Okay. So in this version, it is not supported. Okay, cross queries. We call it as a guys. We call it as cross queries not possible. In the interview, definitely this question will ask. Okay, in single database model or elastic model, will the cross queries will work? Okay, if we say yes, it will work means then you will be rejected. For one question itself, you will be rejected. Okay, that is the main limitation over in the Azure single database model. Okay, so you cannot cross queries are not possible by default.
Mama, Roger.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can you please repeat the one you mentioned right now?
Yes.
The limitation.
Yes. So what I am saying here, guys. So this is the on-premise, right? I'm in master database. Still, I can retrieve the data of other database. Okay, this table is existing this database. I can retrieve, right? The same way in Azure. Okay, so you are in DBA2 database. I want to retrieve that data of DBA database. So if I run this, then I cannot retrieve the data because cross queries are not possible in this single database model. Everything. So suppose your application want to connect the database, everything, every data, every table, you have to keep it one database. That's the reason we are saying as single database model.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Raj, I mean, like regarding this topic, like if we select a master database in this for SQL Azure, so will it be working for us?
Huh? Sorry, come again. Sorry.
Yeah, can you please go to the studio?
Okay.
In master Scarago?
Yeah.
No. In master also. No.
Okay.
Yeah, but master Sisara.
So in master also not possible.
Okay.
Not supported in this version of. Yeah. This is also again another interview question.
Single user
Yeah. Guys, mute yourself. Sarah, mute yourself. Mute yourself and you can.
Yeah, that's cleared my doubt. Yeah.
Okay. So where are you? Yeah, I'm saying cross queries are not possible, right? So what I'm saying here is, suppose, okay, I'm just closing. So this one, okay, you need to remember, guys. Okay, maybe several times I use it to tell, but better to keep in your mind. Okay, so always if I want to move the migrate to the Azure means first choice is single database model. If it is not, managed instance. If it is not, IaaS model. Okay, just remember these things. Or else I can save this one. Every day I will show you this one. Okay, this is important thing. This is very important thing.
Raj, is there any specific reason that it is not working cross queries in Azure?
Yes, you can you tell me, like, why like this?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So yeah, cross queries means they are keeping the database in one place. Like the architecture would be like this, you know. So why if something is supported here, okay. So then why manage instance? Who will buy this one?
Oh,
Then
okay.
who will buy this one? All right. That's
Yeah.
the reason. Okay. So yeah, maybe they have their own,
Yes.
maybe their problem, or maybe they want to keep like that so that the application won't work here. Maybe they will go to over here. Maybe like that. Okay. So in tactics, that's a tactic, business tactics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Rashikar, I have one
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Here, MSDTC is not working, correct?
Huh?
MSDTC, Microsoft Distributed Transaction. MSDTC. In on-premise, we have MSDTC.
So those services not available. Whether those are really working or not, inside or not, we don't know. Distributed queries, right? You mean to say? Okay, we will see that one. Okay, so yeah, I want to say one important thing over here. Suppose in single database model we have a server, right? So just because these two databases cross queries are not possible, right? So if I want to make it possible, then what you need to do is so just move these two databases to one database. Okay, just test the application. Okay, here application, just test the application. If the application is working, then move to the single database model. So I am merging whatever the objects inside two databases, right? You can move it to same database. So it is very tough to move to the same data. So it is really easy. Suppose here we have employee table, here also employee table. So you cannot keep same tables, right? What you can do, you can create two schemas. You can create two schemas separate. You can keep this database, you can keep in this schema. This database you can keep in this schema. Like that, you can maintain only one database. Okay, if this database is working in on-premise itself, then you can migrate it to the single database mode. This is a technique. This is a technique. If you want to still use single database model, even though your application is not working in on-premise, in these two databases in Azure, then what other idea is you can make it to one database and you can use it. Okay, still to merge these two databases into one database, and there are lot of code changes is required in the application side. Suppose, okay, that would cost more to the company. Then people will go for either managed instance or infrastructure as a model. There it will work the cross queries. By default, cross queries will work in managed instance and infrastructure as a model. Now you could understand why people will move to the instead of Azure and Azure to the managed instance. Just because here cross queries are not possible. Okay, that's the reason people will go to the managed instance. Cross queries are not possible over here, right? Yes, you can make it possible by merging the databases into one. And you can test the application before migration itself. If it is working, then you can connect. Then you can migrate it to the Azure. Okay? Yeah. So, yeah. So some applications, right? Some applications, so we have the many databases, but they won't use any cross queries and all. That applications you can migrate as it is. So yeah, now I have worked on one application, guys. So my application, okay, directly don't interact with the two databases. I mean, there is no cross query setup, but still it requires 3-4 databases to run that application. In that case, you can migrate as it is to the single database model. Okay, definitely it will work. What I am saying here is, in your application, if any cross queries are there, then it won't work. Okay, that is the single database model. So we learn most of the things in this model only, single database model only. Okay, here in platform as a service, single database model only, we will learn more things. Because we don't have SQL agent, then we need to search for alternatives for creating the jobs, running the jobs, scheduling the jobs. So here we don't have cross queries. Then we need to search for other alternatives. So most of the things are available over here only, single database model only, major topics. Okay. So yeah, this is about single database model, guys. Okay. So
as one last question, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
How about the backups in single database?
Yeah, so single database model backups under, we will discuss under that topic. Okay, we have that separate topic. Okay, yes, thanks for your, I mean, lot of people have the curiosity. So please maintain till the end of the classes. Okay, please maintain the curiosity. So your maybe 1% curiosity would be helpful for other guys. Okay, it make more interest. Okay, yes, those things we will talk on this thing, backup retentions. Okay, so you are asking a question now itself, right? Yes, I am saying now. So this backups, right? It will maintain automatically by the Microsoft. Okay, so I keep an so we have different models, right? Let me open the database. Here, pricing type. So so this is basic, right? Basic 7 days they will maintain. Standard and premium they will maintain 14 days. 14 days backups they will maintain. If you want more days, then you can choose that option and they will charge you more. Okay, they will charge you for extra backups and that. Okay, so backups. Yeah, answer for your question is yes. Backups they will maintain. Okay, you cannot take the backups over here. Then without taking the backups, tomorrow if I want to restore old, then how? Yes, we have to learn that thing. Okay, it's very easy. Backups and all here is very easy. You will understand, and we will discuss all those things in the coming topics. Okay, so for now, what left is today what left is, so I am saying basic, standard and premium, right? Majority of the guys also may have the doubts, I know that. So here guys, yeah, let me go back. So for any database, okay, for any database, you can keep in two models. You can keep in two models, either vCore model or in T2 model. So here, so for compute plus storage, okay, either you keep in D2 model or in vCore model you can keep. Okay, yeah. So these diagrams, guys, I haven't prepared these diagrams, guys. I just Googled the images and I kept it here. Okay. So maybe some privacy, some people may raise the exceptions, right? I just Googled the images and I keep it over here. So yeah, because I'm just recording this session, right? I want to tell here itself. Otherwise, people raise the concerns. Yeah, so for computer storage.
Can you share for us this PDF you have?
Yeah, this is free. This is free. Most of the, I mean, I already said in different social media. Yeah, I will share all these scripts to you guys. Okay, whatever the scripts I have over here, all the things I will share you, except this ebook. Where except one ebook, remaining things and all I will share. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raja, I'm having one doubt.
Yeah, go ahead.
How to schedule the jobs for the backups and some application jobs also we used to do it, right?
Correct. How to schedule and all, right? So yes, we have separate topic. Okay, so we will discuss on that one in detail. Okay, how to schedule and all. So we haven't started that topic today. So the topic will be on next coming days. Okay, we will discuss on the jobs and all. Don't worry. Okay, I will cover all those things. Don't worry. At the end, you have to say I don't have any doubts and all. You have to say that one. Okay, at the end, don't worry. Okay, yeah. So for now, let's concentrate on this thing. Okay, there might be questions on these things as well. Okay, interview questions, they might ask you on these things as well. So for now, on this topic, full concentrate on this topic. So yeah, we have two models, right? Computer storage, we have D2 model and vCore model. This D2 is nothing but CPU, IO and memory. Okay, these combined together we call it as a D2. So here vCore model means separate storage, memory, IO, separate. Okay. So if you want to keep the database, either you keep in D2 model, either you keep in vCore model. Okay. Normally, let's say now, okay, for small databases and all, you can keep in D2 model so that it can save most of the money. Okay. For small databases, you can keep in D2 model. For big databases, okay, you can keep in vCore model. vCore model is flexible, like you can keep this much size, you can keep this much memory, you can keep this much CPU, like that. Okay, but we don't have here like that. Okay, so it's a blend, it's just like a 1+1 offer. Okay, so one, if you want to buy, another thing you have to take, whether whether you need or you don't need, you need to take it. That is a D2 model, but here a flexibility. Okay, so it depends on your requirement. You can choose either vCore model or D2 model. I will tell you the use cases. When I go for vCore model, when I go for D2 model, I will tell you, don't worry. Okay, so yeah, for now what I am saying, suppose if you have I have more CPU, less memory, high disks, like that, if you have that kind of different requirement, then go for vCore model. Suppose IO, everything, I have a balanced kind of thing, go for this model. So in D2 model, again 3 models. Okay, in vCore model, again 3 models. In D2, again 3 models, and vCore model, again 3 models. In basic, standard and premium. Okay, basic means low number of D2s. Standard means, yes, we have D2s. Premium is more faster than the standard. Standard is faster than the basic, like that. Okay, here also general purpose, hyperscale and business critical. If more faster means more price. Okay, you need to choose the database, which model and all, based on the graph. How you gonna see the graph is same. Okay, for every database, go here. For every database, there is a graph, the utilization and all. See, it is went to 30%. Suppose continuously it maintain 80%. Suppose, okay, then given D2s are not sufficient. Okay, so what I am saying here, guys, in D2 we have 3 models, and vCore also we have 3 models.
How to calculate Raj? For example, if you are planning.
Yeah, Raj, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
It cannot show the separate CPU utilization, memory utilization, and IO utilization.
Yeah.
It's showing only under only one map.
So one thing over here only, right? So no,
yeah.
It cannot show here. So it's a blend, right? D2 is a blend. So it only shows this, like this only. Okay.
Okay, I think if the database using less CPU utilization, high memory, I want to increase the memory only.
Then which model you will choose?
DTU.
No, in that case you need to choose vCore model, right?
vCore model, yeah.
Okay.
So why you can use DTU also, but what is the problem is, if you need to increase the DTU, unnecessarily you are increasing CPU and disks also. Unnecessarily you are increasing. Unnecessarily increasing means you need to pay the more money.
Raj, can we switch from DTU to vCore model?
Yeah. There is a standard, right? Suppose I am in standard. Yeah, so I am in standard. I can go anytime basic. I can go anytime in premium. Suppose, okay, daytime I will keep in high tier. Nighttime I will keep in low tier. That makes also possible. So in on-premise that is impossible. Okay, so hardware is fixed, right? See, so yeah, here general purpose model. Yeah, you can apply CPUs. See, number of vCores you can increase and decrease. Okay. So yeah, size you can increase, decrease. CPUs are like this. You have a flexibility. Okay. You can increase separately. So memory, right? Memory you can choose. This is memory. This is CPU. This is size. See, per month cost is this much, 26,000. Why 26,000 means, as I said, right? For big databases, okay, you can go for this model. This is the graph, like this. Okay, for small databases, if you go for vCore model, obviously it's minimum. It starts with 2 CPUs. Okay, minimum it starts 2 CPU. Even though if you keep in 1 GB also, it is 24,000. Because here I'm just 100 standard DTUs equal to the 1 CPU. 100 standard DTUs equal to the 1 CPU. Okay, just rough idea I'm giving. 100 DTUs equal to the 1 CPU. Okay, so some databases even you don't need 1 CPU, right? In on-premise, at least you need to maintain at least 2 CPUs. For your database, really don't need 2 CPUs. Then still you need to buy. That's it. That is a starting price. But in DTU model, yes, you don't need to pay. You don't need to pay that much. You can go for less DTUs. So here 2 DTUs nothing. 2 cores means almost 200 DTUs. Okay, 200 DTUs is a minimum over here in vCore. Yeah. So we'll discuss on this thing in detail, one by one. So yeah, so for today, this is the thing, guys. Okay, tomorrow we will see on next topic. Tomorrow we will see on logins and all. Okay, so if I want, I can go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that also. But the thing is, so I run the batches, right? This is the 11th batch I am running. So how the people will understand easily, that way I will go. Okay, today I just gave the introduction, like how to create a database and all. Tomorrow how we will see, okay, how the logins we will create and users will create rules. So there is a slight difference between on-premise and Azure. Okay, we will see that one tomorrow. Yeah. So
I have a question.
Yeah.
Regarding the DTUs actually. So before migrating, for example, if you have production database and we are planning to migrate to Azure, how can we calculate whether we can use DTU or
yes. So yeah, that will come under data migration migration topic. Yes, you are asking question, right? So for that one, we have a D2 calculator. Okay, D2 calculator. Yeah, you can find in my scripts. Okay, I will share these scripts to you guys. Don't worry. Today itself, I will share you. So D2 calculator, right? Yeah, Azure D2 calculator. So there is a link. Okay, this is a Microsoft link only. So just to open this one. So how many DTUs really required and all, you can estimate here. Okay, without estimation also you can keep any model you can keep, and you can based on the performance, yes, you can keep. So yeah, so what they are saying is you can run a query. Okay, they are giving some PowerShell script. Run that PowerShell script so that it will capture these things. And whatever the Excel captured, right, CSV file, whatever the CSV file captured, that thing you can upload over here and click on calculate, so that it will tell number of DTUs it will require under. Suppose your database requires standard, then it will show the standard. If it's a premium, then it will show the premium. Even standard also, it will show a lot of things, right? Even in standard also, we have S0. See, I'm increasing S1. S3 like that. Okay, so even if you want to increase like this, S1, S12, okay, just increasing the count, guys. That's it. So yeah, normally in production, maybe in general I am saying, okay, production databases we will keep in premium model, and non-production databases we will keep in the standard model. Okay, yeah. So this is the calculator you need to choose before going to the migration, before going to the Azure itself. This is a rough estimation it will give. How many DTUs really required and all. Okay. And one more thing, as I said, right, even after, without that estimation also, you can directly migrate it to one of the model. Okay. And based on the performance, you can keep. So how
Raj,
you gonna check the 1 second? 1 second, please. So how you gonna check the performance is like this. Okay. Suppose before migration, I keep in the S6. Suppose. Okay. So after seeing the graph, see, this is the graph. See, very less utilization, 0.54%. So here you can decrease the DTUs. If why you are decreasing the DTUs means it will save some money. Okay, you can decrease the DTUs. This is the my I have done some real time. Okay, so we have a databases. I just changed the namings. Okay, so these are the databases. Earlier they keep in this this models S6, S4, S3 standard model. So after analyzing the graphs, I recommended keeping these three things, S2, S3, S2. Okay, so that you can save monthly $526. Okay, $526 means it's almost okay 5 members training cost. You can save per month this much. Okay, so yeah, I proposed this one. I got the approval for this one. Okay, so minimum they said minimum we have to maintain S3. Okay, so we can save up to $420. We saved per month. 420 means how much? Okay, into 70, right? Around 28,000 more than 30,000 more than per month we are saving. So keep in the right size, guys. Okay, so in Azure, okay, we have one more flexibility is suppose, okay, tomorrow I have a migration, tomorrow I have a deployment. So then it will use most of the hardware, right? It will use a lot of CPU, memory, and I/O. Most DTUs it will use. Then before migration, before deployment, you can increase the DTU count. And once deployment, you can decrease the count. That way also you can make it. Okay, so let me give you real-time scenario. Okay, suppose I have a database. Yes, only daytime is more utilization, nighttime very less utilization. In that cases, daytime I am keeping in high tiers, nighttime I am keeping in lower tiers. See how I automated. So I automated Windows scheduler. Why I am showing Windows scheduler means you don't know runbook, you don't know other things, right? That's the reason I just showed in this one. I'm just showing in this one. Okay, so we have other automation things also there, but for now, okay, what is our requirement is daytime I want to keep in high tier, nighttime I want to keep in low tier. For that one, two jobs I created. One is will run on every day 9 a.m. and another downgrade will run on 9 p.m. How the scripts I will keep the same way. SQL CMD and script. SQL CMD, I give the server name, username and password, and the script, upgrade script I will give here. So one guy asked me, right, while creating the database, which model it will create. So if you want which particular model, if you want to keep, you can keep like this. Create database DBA, edition, standard, maximum size, service objective, you can keep, so that it will create that model only. So see, this is the upgrade. So nighttime it is in basic and daytime it is in standard. Even standard to standard, even premium to premium, premium to standard, standard to premium. So you can migrate, you can increase and decrease. Even we go to DTUs also you can do. So this is the script. See how I done. Even I am changing the even 300 rupees also. If you want, I can change it. Even see, Azure is cheaper, right? Within the after moving to the Azure also, you can save a lot of money by following these techniques.
One thing here we are changing for every 12 hours. How the money will be calculated and on day-to-day basis or hourly basis, how it will be?
Good question. Suppose you are a okay, you are a Microsoft, Azure side you are developing. So how you will give? If you develop these things, How you will give? So per hour base will give, or
I think it will be hourly basis.
yeah. So no, it's not the hourly basis. It's just so if you use 1 second,
Usage.
that second they will charge.
Okay.
Usage wise, they will charge it.
So suppose okay. Suppose I'm just giving example. Okay. Daytime I keep in standard. Okay. So 12 hours. Exactly 12 hours. They will charge this much. That half day. See, this is per month. Okay. Per month, suppose 30 days. Okay. By 30. Okay. By 30 and half charge over here and half charge in the basic. Like this, they will charge. So this is per month cost, right? So only night times I will keep in. Night times I will keep means half month. Half month means 329 by 2. Here half days, right? 991 by 2. They will charge, they will charge the number of and how much time you use, that time only they will charge. It's not really not hourly basis and that is also one kind of interview question. Okay.
Yeah, Raj, I have one question.
Yeah.
In past model, Windows is not under our control, correct?
In past model?
In past model, Windows server is not our under control, correct?
Not only the Windows, even SQL Server also not under your control.
Okay. How we create the Windows level jobs?
Windows level jobs. Why you create Windows jobs?
You're maintaining the data.
Correct. Yes. So I showed here, right? So I have my own Windows server.
Okay.
I have my own Windows server. From any Windows server, you can create the jobs. What I am doing here is, see, for that Windows IP address I will register, and after that, see how I am connecting by username and password, right? Okay. Obviously, from my machine also I can create the jobs. From your machine also you can create the jobs, and you can connect to the Azure database and you can run it.
Okay.
So yeah. Good question. Yeah.
Hey Raj, I have a question.
Yeah.
So in the upgrade script, you are saying the max size is 10 GB, and in downgrade you are saying max size is 2 GB. So you are downgrading the size. What if the current database size is 8 GB?
Correct. Good question. So this is just an example, guys. Okay, there won't be really 10 GB, 2 GB. Suppose I have a 10 GB database. Already 10 GB is fixed, right? Suppose. Okay. So 10 GB. So 10 GB database already occupied the data now. 2 GB you cannot make it, right?
Correct.
You cannot. In that case, you cannot downgrade. Suppose. Okay. So suppose here standard, right? So up to 250 GB I have. Okay. So see, in that case, S1 to S0 is possible. But S0 to basic is not possible because it's already occupied 250 GB. Basic only support up to 2 GB. 250 GB it won't be supported. So here I am saying 10 GB, right? 10 GB is free. Free space. Okay. Just because see, I changed the basic here standard, right? I can keep up to 250 GB, but I can change it to basic because we don't have any data. Real data won't have, right? If you have the real data till 250 GB, then you cannot downgrade. This is the database, right? DBA2 database. So you can see the size and that. See, actual size is only 21 MB. In this case, you can do standard to basic. But really user space is more than 2 GB, then you cannot do. That's the reason I keep these figures so that you can ask the doubts.
Okay.
10 GB to 2 GB. Yeah.
So every time we need to check the use space to go into portal and.
No need. So here, see guys, my database size is really here 21 MB. Okay. So till it will be increased up to 250 GB. Okay. 250 GB you can increase up to. This is the thing. So no need to check the size over here. Okay, so it's a up to 250 GB it is configurable. Suppose it is reaching to 200 GB, then you need to increase the DTUs count. If you increase the DTU counts, then obviously they will increase the space as well. Okay, suppose here, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, for suppose like if see, as we maintained we have changed the inputs of max size and everything, so as you mentioned here, so in the night times, like non-business hours, if what if application developers will insert more than what we have fixed as maximum size? For suppose max size is we mentioned as 5 GB, and the DB is as of now it is current size will be like around 2 GB. So in a single night, if we configure these kind of settings, max and minimum, if application team in a single night, like for suppose on Wednesday or Thursday, if they insert like almost a 5 to 8 GB of data, then it doesn't work, right? In
yes,
that case,
definitely it doesn't work.
So we need a further, I mean, like in advance notice on this.
Yes, yes.
I guess. Yeah.
So normally, okay. So what I'm saying here is, if you want, if you want that scenario, you can use this option. Otherwise, you can keep in the same times.
Yes,
okay?
yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that is one option. Even night times also, some people maybe run some application related reports, jobs and all, right? So normally in on-premise, we will run the backups. Here, you don't need to run the backups at night time. It will automatically do it. So you don't need to do. Yes. So in that case, normally guys, so let me clear, okay? There are a lot of doubts over here. Let me clarify all these things. So see guys, okay? Suppose, yeah, I'm in standard, right? Suppose directly standard to basic, we won't change it directly. Suppose, okay, we have it to 250 GB, right? In real time scenario, I'm saying. Suppose I have in 50 DTUs, okay? So I'm keeping 50 DTUs, yes, to night time. So, sorry, daytime. So night time, I'm not changing anything here, okay? I will just change the DTU count, S0. S3 to S0, I'm changing. S3 to S0. In that case, I'm not changing any size, right? Change is same. Just D2 count I am decreasing.
While inserting also performance need, right? That will impact again.
Yes. Why you are changing means there is no performance, right, at night time. That's the reason you are changing. At night time, application utilization is very low. Then you can decrease. Yes. You cannot completely, just a little bit if you want to save the money. That's the idea I am giving.
Yes, yes. Depends on environment and usage. We need to analyze the things.
Correct.
Okay. Other thing like the second DB, whatever you have created in Studio through Studio, so it has taken directly defaultly like standard edition.
Yes,
I guess.
standard edition.
So every time when we create a new DB through Studio, like it will take the default by default it will take like standard edition only, right?
Yes, yes. But in real time, we won't create any database, right? Dummy database we won't never create, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah, after I mean whatever the edition and all, okay, you can change it afterwards also, no problem.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, this small things, even you can check it, okay. Small things, even you can check it. So yeah, it
Another
would be very
basic. Yeah, I'm sorry. Another very basic question I'm asking, I guess, like why we are using Studio instead of this portal azure.com? Because here I guess like we can perform everything, right, in WebLink only. But why we are again using Studio? Is that mandate?
Studio,
like
you cannot create stored procedures over here, right? Stored procedure tables you cannot create over here.
So does a query editor doesn't mean like what does this query editor do here in left side?
Okay, just if you want to run this query editor is preview mode. Okay, there is no guarantee for your things and all. Yeah, you can also run the queries. Okay, without Management Studio also you can run the queries.
Okay.
But you don't have that much flexibility like in Management Studio. You don't have that much flexibility. In Management Studio, we will have a lot of things, right? So you can see the execution plans and all, save the queries, and you can go one query to another query window. You don't have that much. Okay, just in preview mode. Okay, just for suppose if you have any problem, if you are not able to connect Management Studio, urgently you want to run one query. In that case, you can go for use this query editor. Okay, it's very tough to use this one.
Okay. So how about the upgrade and downgrade of this DTU and vCore model? I mean, like just now we discussed, right, about these two. So for suppose if we are upgrading from DTU to vCore model, so do we really require downtime, any downtimes for the?
Yes. Not only D2 to vCore, D2 to D2s also. Yes, it will take a negligible downtime. Okay. Suppose, okay, I am moving premium to standard. Okay. I am changing the service type premium to DTU, sorry, premium to standard or vCore to some standard. Suppose, okay, it will show the progress. Okay. Currently it is in progress, it will show. But still your queries will work. At just one point, it disconnect everything and it will move and immediately it will work. Okay. So that is also need to be careful, you know. So whenever you are changing the types from one type to another type, yes, it will take the downtime, but that is negligible.
Yeah.
That will take the downtime. So here what it is trying to do is, okay, so basic to standard means low performance disk to high performance disk, they are moving the files, MDF, LDF file, internal. Nowhere it is written. This is my thought.
Okay.
Obviously, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Raj,
CPU and memory level also, they are increasing. Yeah, go ahead.
Raj, can we do shrinking kind of things? I mean, administrative activities on
Yes,
the
yes, you can do. You can do for this databases. Yes. So we will see that one. So log file and all, you don't need to shrink and all. Okay, it will take care automatically.
Okay. And we can access the master database as well, and we can do query.
Yeah, only master database you can access.
Yeah.
I connected master database, right? Yes, you can access, but you cannot create any objects in the master database. Okay, you cannot create any tables in the master database. Even you cannot give the read permission to master database. So that will come under the next topic. Huh?
But we can read.
But you can read. Yeah, you can read means you can able to connect. Connecting is nothing but it's not a read.
For example, we used to do what all the logins are there by using sys.sys logins, right?
Yeah, select star from sys logins. Yes.
But that will be there in the master, right? That view.
Yes. Those are okay. Internal things, right? Internal objects. So you can check it even without master databases. Also, you can check it. Really, those things not available, not in the master. Really, okay. But those are the schema inside resource something databases, right? Metadata.
So we are going through master only, right? So
yeah, master only. Master only, but for that really you don't need I mean here read only permission. So there is no that role in master database. For master database, okay, for master database we are talking some advanced thing, guys. Those things will be discussed, okay, don't worry. So what I'm saying here is so master DB, okay, we don't have any other roles, no other roles, only two separate roles are there, DB manager and login manager. We'll discuss on this thing, guys. It will make so confusion to other guys. Okay. So in master, you cannot give any role. There are two other extra roles introduced. Only two roles you can give for DBA guys, login manager and DB manager, so that he can drop the database, he can alter the database. And login manager means he can create the users and all. Okay. We'll discuss security part. We will discuss here in even no say server no server level rules even here in single database model we don't have, only DB level rules are there, no extra rules for master DB. Yeah, so guys already late guys, so some people okay they want to yeah, they have their own works. So for today I am ending the class guys. Yeah, thanks guys, thanks for joining. Let me stop the recording guys.